All, when I say all, I mean a small group of people, a very small group of people that tune in to me. If, oh, my red alpha decal came off. That's cheapy. I don't know where that went down there in the engine bay. Oh well, I just noticed that. What I'm going to do today, not the end of the world. What I'm going to do today is check my oil level. It's conceivable to think that, with added boost, elevated boost levels, and what this catch can is catching, this Mishimoto catch can is the amount of oil that it's catching, is that through a lot of driving with added boost, a lot of performance driving, that the vehicle is going to go through motor oil quicker. So I think it's going to be a big deal to stay on top of this and check the oil level. Check fluids more often. Than most people do. Than just a daily casual driver. The radiator fluid seems to, be staying consistent now. About the reservoir, the heat exchanger, gosh, I can't speak today. The heat exchanger overflow reservoir. Bam, there it is. So I put my engine cover back on. I think it keeps the ticking sound from the high pressure fuel pump or wherever it's coming from. I think it keeps the noise down just a tad in the interior, so I put that back on. I think it looks better without that big piece of chunk of plastic on there, but I think it does serve a little bit of a purpose. I would even like to get some insulation or some Dynamatting or something that can withstand more heat. I don't know if Dynamat absorbs heat and if it would damage that, but that would be kind of something maybe to do in the future, kind of quiet things down. But yeah, so that's my goal today. There's another cool flashlight I got from Home Depot. I said it wrong last time. It's an LED flashlight, and it's got a very bright bar. I'm going to shine it at the camera like I like to do and have fun. And this flexes all around and rotates. And you can put this on the counter and use this as a shop light or a detailed light if you're working on something. It's kind of cool, and then it has a magnet on it, but it's not sticking real well to this. I don't know if it's something really metal, it sticks a lot better. So I don't know if the paint is interfering with the magnetic portion of that, but that's right in the front. So, and then another feature, I'm not trying to sell a light, is it has a blue light. So I go to a lot of hotels, so you can check. I don't know what all you can do with blue lights or black lights. Black light's probably the correct term. But yeah, let's get to business. Sorry, wasting time. Okay, it's sat. I haven't ran it today. I changed the oil before all this dynoing that I was doing to install this tune. And just to note, I have tuned the car twice now. And so the first time tuning, I think it was 4 or 5 times. It wasn't even any greater than that, if I can recall correctly, that it was run pretty hard. And then the next day, after getting it tuned, it was a pretty day, and then the weather was in the 64-ish degrees, and so I went and did some pulls just to see if I could adapt to it and liked it, and what I thought of it. And so I did 6 more, so we're 10, 11, there. And then the dyno session that I had yesterday, it was much more intense. It was much more in depth because they were rewriting the tune. They weren't using the tune that they've developed on other Infinity Q50s or Q60s. So they went back to the drawing board for whatever reason, and they liked the power that the car was making, and everyone that has had that tune that I had previously liked it and no one complained, and there were no problems, and they were 100% sure that that was a safe tune at 513 torque and 433 horsepower. But I just felt with this car, without the intake, without the full exhaust, the downpipes, and I'm not going to delete my cats because that's breaking the law, and then I can't. In Texas here, we got to have our catalytics on, or you can't get your car inspected, and I'm just not going to go down that road. I've done that when I'm in my 20s, and it's just a mess. So not doing that. So I'm keeping the exhaust. So maybe that tune, the 513 and 433, was developed through the full exhaust and and downpipes and muffler deletes and things. So the power, I think I saw, was not quite as slopey as mine was. An instant takeoff in torque. Second gear. 3,000 RPMs or 2,500 RPMs. The boost that kicked in. 500 pounds worth of boost. On off. So I went with this tune and I posted that online, and it's a little softer, and I'm happier with that. I can live with that. I'm not a massive everyday racer and a boaster and trying to beat certain people. So let's get back to what we were doing with this video. So I've got it. Get back to the point. Probably those 10 to 11 runs, and yesterday they maybe ran it, I'm guessing maybe 10 times, fourth gear pull to 7,000 RPMs, 10 times, give or take. And so the car has seen some boost activity. So I'm just going to check and see, and then to make note, when I filled it up with my oil change before any of this happened, the day before it happened, so it's all this is documented, it's good in fresh in my brain. So I stuck that all the way down. I filled my oil, not intentionally, but I filled it all the way up to, and I'm going to have to look on video and see if this is even going to be able to be seen. Let me look. I'm going to have to interpret. So when I filled it up, it was close to the top cutout, the little hole right there, and the manual says anywhere in between these the lower hole and the top hole. So the assumption would be somewhere in the middle, I guess. But it looks like every time I check this oil, it's not a definite line across. It's always, even though the car hadn't been run. Let's see if I can click to a closer up version. Okay, my point was, so in the center, but when I filled mine up with my 5 quarts and just a little bit of my extra quart, 6 quart, it had it up really close to this top full mark, and it said don't exceed that. So I'm just trying to see during those events, because my catch can caught a fair amount of oil when in this previous video, and I'm not real sure how to do that, but I'll see if I can attach it above, and it'll open up so you can go check the previous video. But okay, so now we're going to get back to spill oil everywhere. Let's see what. Man, it's really hard to tell. But it looks like, because I have better lighting than the camera will see, it looks like it's about right. Oh God, dog, I can't even keep it in the camera. It's about right there. And I had it filled up to, about right, maybe right there. So it's going to be tough to see. I'm trying my best. So in my eyes, it has burned a little more oil. It's not a lot. It's still good where it is because of my point of filling it up to that top dot. So I don't need to add anything. But I think it's apparent that with added boost, and I'm probably closer to the 16 to the 18 mark in boost now, not to the 20 and the 21, which was a very, very short they explained to me that it would hit 21 right when you hit the pedal, and it jumped up. And then immediately they said, and they showed me the data logs, that it tapered off very, very quickly down to, you know, at the end 16 to 17 psi. So people hear 21 psi and you're gonna blow your car up, turbos are gonna spin to hell. And that I totally understand where they're coming from, that it was just an initial boost. I didn't get to see boost spikes, or I didn't get to see in between gear shifts what it would have jumped up to, you know, involving wastegate and dumping the boost and it going back to the turbo and causing problems. But they obviously know what they're doing. They tune a lot of cars, and they tune a lot of high-end cars. So people blowing up motors in Lamborghinis and a lot of those exotic cars, the Porsches and Corvette twin turbos and Lotuses and all kinds of high-end vehicles. They wouldn't be in business anymore. They've been in business since the 1980s, early 1990s. But yeah, so oil looks good. Overflow for the heat exchanger looks good. I'm not gonna check this again. It's just a little bit more work to check the oil catch can. So with that said, I'm just gonna and I advise others that are running more boost with a tune or a JB4 to check your oil level, and, you know, just check your fluids more often. You know, maybe once every couple of months, depending on your driving. If you're really hammering it, you know, I might do it every couple of weeks. It's easy to do if you have a garage. But now I'm bummed that my little red Alpha sticker came off. Must be down there on the engine tray. I'll search for that otherwise, or call them and get another one. I don't know. It's just a decal or a rubberized decal. But that's it. Thanks for tuning in. You know, continue to follow me, and I'm just going to keep continuing to do little things on the Infiniti Q50. And again, this is a 2019 Q50S Signature Edition. Love the car. I'm running the dyno. I think this latest Dynamat at 410 horsepower, and let me get it right, I think 485 torque down from 513 and 433. So it's tuned down a little bit, and, you know, obviously, you know, that's probably mostly the boost and fuel trims and some other things that they adjusted. But I'm a little more happy. I just think that the car is going to be a little happier and it's going to run a little better. But anyways, thanks for viewing. Tune in again when I post another video shortly, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye.